Hello and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com. Joined as always by the head coach of the Hofstra Women's Soccer Program, Simon Riddiough. Coach, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Lennon.
2 big wins last week, one on the road, one at home. 2-0 win over at Columbia in the city, and then back home on Sunday with a 1-0 win over Stony Brook. Just look back at those 2 games and tell us what your thoughts.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the week. We came off a tough loss to Princeton, where we thought we had performed quite well and probably deserved to get something more out of that game. Then you headed to Manhattan, tough environment. Columbia are tremendously successful at home. It's always a battle with us too. Both teams are quite physical and athletic. I was a little bit concerned how we would rebound from a poor result, although a good performance. And we came out at Columbia and did really well. I thought we controlled affairs. I thought we deserved to get the win. But we got a little bit of luck as well. The referee gave us a PK, which I thought was a bit suspect. But once we get that PK, it's a 1-0 game, it kind of settles the nerves a little bit. And I thought for 90 minutes it was a professionally controlled performance, so I was really happy with that result. And then heading off, we came back to home. We haven't been home for 2 weeks. Playing Stony Brook, local rivalry, always a tough game for a multitude of reasons. And it was a battle, as we would expect. Where again, we got fortunate with a referee decision. I didn't think it was another corner kick. But the referee was far closer to the play than I was. And we scored from the ensuing corner kick. So I think good teams, hard-working teams create their own luck. And we've had a fair share of luck this last couple of games, but I think we deserve to get the result anyway.
Going back to the Stony Brook game on Sunday, like you said, you get the break, but then really the defense, Stony Brook put a lot of pressure on, and the defense really held up strong. Madeline Anderson had a save on the goal line on a flurry in the box, and then just also these last 2 games, you finally had your goalkeeper tandem back after Jenna had missed a couple of games with injury. So just how big of a difference does that make to have your platoon back, so you can, it's been wildly successful for the last 2 seasons. So
yeah, I don't know the recipe. I don't know why it's successful, and it really beggars belief. It shouldn't really be successful. It's not protocol. But if you look statistically over the last 2 years, when we've platooned over having one goalkeeper play the 90 minutes, statistically it's been phenomenally better. Don't know the answer to that. Maybe it's easier for both goalkeepers to focus for 45 minutes instead of 90 minutes. Maybe they recognise they've got 45 minutes to keep a clean sheet, and it compartmentalises their role. But they've been doing a tremendous job doing it, and they're supportive and they're working hard with each other. I can't say enough about our back four at this moment in time. I think we all know how fantastically tremendous a player Maddie Anderson is, and she's getting all the awards and all the accolades because she's a big time defender. But Kelly Gerdes is the foil to her. She's the one who leads, she's the one who guides, she's the one who's advising and organising the rest of the team, and I think together it's a tremendously successful tandem. And I love watching them work together and play together. They're just phenomenal players. They're playing with some seniority right now, some experience, maturity. And also we've got Chelsea and Mon on either side who are also quite experienced in years. Chelsea's had a tremendous start to the season, which I would never have expected. And Mon's coming into her own like she always does come CAA time. So from that perspective, the back four have been fantastic. The 2 goalkeepers have been tremendous. And in a game against Stony Brook, when you're winning 1-0 with 15 minutes to go, you know you're going to get an onslaught. They sent numbers forward, they started banging balls into the box, and they created quite a flurry of good chances in that last 15 minutes. But when you've got Kelly Gerdes and Maddie Anderson there, you feel comfortable that we're not going to concede a goal and find a way to squeak the win out.
You mentioned, Monique Van Elk rounding into form as she always does when CAA play starts. And coincidentally, tomorrow night at home against Towson, the start of CAA play, and then a road game on Sunday at JMU. What are your thoughts and what are your feelings on your team's position as you start the conference season?
From a personal perspective, I think we're in a good place. I think we're playing well at the moment. I think the girls have bought into what we're trying to do, and I think you're seeing the fruits of that in this last 5-6 games. We've experienced a lot of adversity over that last 5 games, being on the road 4 out of them. So I think we battle hardened and ready to go. Towson and James Madison are unknown somewhat. Both programs have got coaching changes, and with that become different styles, different ideologies, different philosophies. So it's almost we don't really know what to expect. We know Catherine's used to be a head coach at Loyola and has won a couple of championships in the MAC. So she's been used to success. And obviously Josh at James Madison's used to be the associate head at UCLA, which is obviously one of the top 4 perennial powers in the nation over the last 5-10 years. And he's been a big part of that success. Both joined midway through last year, so how much influence they can have on the team, we don't know. But we know Towson's going to come and battle. That's what they're known for. That's their blueprint. They're hard working, blue collar, make it difficult for us. And James Madison, obviously a perennial in our conference, they're always the most athletic team we ever face. And I would expect the same to be this year.
Just looking at the, now the games count, what's been the message to your team leading into this week?
Well, again, our message is always getting better. Can we get better week by week? And I think we've seen a slow progression of that this year. Now we know we've given our team enough opponents to prepare us for every single opponent in our conference. And now we've got to step up another 10%. We know the conference means a little bit more to everybody. It's almost a clean slate for everybody in the conference. This is a chance to get to the NCAAs, no matter what's gone on the month before. And with that becomes a higher level of intensity, a higher level of stress, a higher level of emotions. And we just got to temper them and keep us on an even keel, but excited enough to push through. And we know we've got a target on our backs, but we're excited about the opportunity to defend our title.
All right, and it all starts tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Hofstra Soccer Stadium as the Pride take on Towson, and then Sunday at 1 at James Madison. Thank you for watching the W. Mason Coach Report on GoHofstra.com.